dear friends. Today I have with me Patricia Gulino Lansky, the graduate of our 9-star key course that we did last year, to tell us a bit more about how the 9-star key course was. Patricia is a Unity Minister, licensed clinical social worker, currently leading meditation groups, and she's also an author of a very engaging and powerful book, Accepting Death, Embracing Life, How Death Teaches Us to Live, which is available on Amazon. And now I will ask Patricia a few questions on how the course was for her, what did she take away from it, and what she say to people who are considering taking a practical 9-star key course with us. So Patricia, could you please tell us a few words? How was the course for you last year?
Yes, thank you, Danka. Thank you so much for asking, because I have to tell you, the 9-star key course was a highlight of my winter spring time when we did it. And I just really, really enjoyed the class so much. It was fun, it was informative. It really took me much, much deeper into what is the 9-star key. And what I saw about it was that it's a predictive system. It tells you things about yourself, about your health, about planning, finances, about the world, and it just opens up so much. And what I loved about it too is that it's like astrology in that way, but it's much, much easier to understand. And I think it has a greater depth to it, because it's not just like one number, like a zodiac or something like that, but there's different numbers that align with each person and each situation. And so it allows for there to be interpretation and more depth to the knowledge. And that was so interesting to me. So, what I noticed in you and Alex as you um, taught us more and more about the 9-star key was that there is certainly a science to it. It's like, numbers are very, very clear and very exact, which is very enjoyable. And there's also an art to it with people who have studied it, like you and Alex have for so many years. You bring like interpretation to some ideas that are not just rote, but they inter intersect with other numbers, and it just makes it very, very dynamic. And what I really loved about it also is that the 9-star key, the more I got into it, the more I could see the beautiful synchronicities and the order of the universe. And that was very, very heart-filling to me, and a lovely, lovely study. So that was some of what I got from it. It was
Thank you
fun
very
too.
much.
Yeah, the
Right.
people were fun.
Yeah, the workshops were fun, right?
Yes, they really were. They really were. And the other people in the class were so much fun too. It's really nice.
Yeah, thank you very much, Patricia. I'm very touched by your review. I think you just said it perfectly. Like, it's such a dynamic system. It doesn't show just one side of people, but shows us also how we develop throughout the time, and how we develop or how we change throughout the year, which is so fantastic. Like, rarely any system shows it so like precisely, and it's so easy to get it. Thank you very much for that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you're
yeah.
welcome.
Do you use it now in your life?
I really do. I really do use it. I have on my calendar, first of all, the number of each month, which has a lunar quality to the month, and these are subtle changes sometimes. Sometimes they're very big changes, but they kind of inform the energy of the month, which is in alignment with nature. So, during the COVID times, it was a very down time, and those were numbers that were more, I don't know, more settling, more down. And last year, I could feel the energy in the world kind of speeding up and coming up a little more. And then this year, there's even more of that. And that is also described in the numbers that are associated with this year. And so I I look to it not to prescribe necessarily, not to say, well, you will have only this during this month or this year, but these are simply possibilities. They're not set in stone, and the human being has the ability and the responsibility to bring whatever we want for our life in whatever month it is. But it's just like a possibility. It might be this, and then it might be that, and it's really kind of delightful because it always reflects nature. And I think that's very grounded in what I said, the beauty and the order of the universe, so that's fun. I do use it another way, if I can say,
Sure.
um, regarding travel. Travel is um, very important to me, and I do look at the tendencies, the possibilities through the nine-star key, and I did this um, previously, and my husband and I were going to go on a very big trip, and you know we weren't really sure if we should go or not. In our hearts, we were divided.
Mhm.
So I checked with the nine-star key suggestions, and it said that it would not be a very easy trip. It would be very difficult. And so we decided not to go. Now, living through that time was very interesting because I was really, really, really glad during that time frame that I was home,
Mhm.
because there was so much that was good about not traveling during that time, about being home, being quiet, and so forth. And then I talked to some people who did go on that trip, and the beginning of their trip was so chaotic. It was so difficult. And I was so grateful that I had not put myself in that position. And so the nine-star key didn't say, like an authoritarian, you must not go.
Yeah.
I could have gone. I could have gone and just dealt with the difficulty, but I would have probably known that there was perhaps something that I would have to deal with. So it's kind of like a support system in that way. It's not a demand. You can do whatever you want, but it just supports you in the decisions that you might want to make.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a very good point. It's like more like a weather forecast. Like you look, oh, this is what is like ahead. So let's think about what we will do with it, right? Like whether we just take it into consideration, go for it, or we choose a different path. And it's so interesting that you have this interesting comparison, like how it was for you.
Mm.
Going with the flow with what the nine star key advised to do, and hearing from other people that went the other way. Like, so
Uh-huh.
it seems that there was really a good point to the advice that Ninth Starkey gave.
I really felt such a validation, like you're saying, of the 9-star key information in that. It was like, oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So this is like how it feels when we use it live, and it's also very interesting. You see like how you feel the energies now that you know that. Yeah, it really does change even during the months, even though the changes are very subtle, and that it's very helpful that we can then adjust our plans and yeah, do then
Yes.
accordingly, and then everything is much easier or not so frustrating anymore if it doesn't go that well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So true. So true. And if you need permission to, you know, take the rest, and that's indicated in your 9-star key part, it's very, very reassuring. It really is. Very,
Yeah.
very comforting. Yeah.
Yeah, we all need the rest sometimes.
Yes.
So then it's good to take it when the nature calls for it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what would you then say to people who are considering whether to join a practical ninth circuit course?
Well, I would love to tell people join, because it's just so much fun. You learn so much about yourself and about others, and Danka and Alex have been studying this for so many years that they are very, very steeped in the knowledge. They answer questions that you might have very, very easily, and they're really good teachers because they can bring out information in such a good way that is understandable and usable, and plus it's just a lot of fun, and it's six sessions, and you're open yourself to a whole new world of knowledge, and it's just great. It's just great. I would invite anybody to come on board.
Thank you very much, Patricia, for your tips and for sharing how the experience was for you.
My
And
pleasure.
it was a pleasure to talk with you. And I will be looking forward to meeting you again in the ninth, practical ninth star course that we will do again this year.
I
And
can't wait. I'm looking forward to it too.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. It will be great fun. And if you would like to join us for this wonderful study as well, then go to our website, planetaryhealth.com, and we have their section, 9-star key in the menu, under which you can find practical 9-star key course. And I might also post the link somewhere in the description or in the comment to this video. So looking forward to seeing you there.
Thank
Goodbye.
you, Donka. Thank you so much. Bye bye.